She's a certified yapper, but looks good doing it.
Gabby, I love you.
It must suck being that hot.
What up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Gabby. Hi! Oh my god. Welcome. If you're new here, hi! And if you're not new here and you're not yet subscribed, you need to subscribe right now. We're on the road to 1,000 and we're almost there. I don't know what you're doing. If you're not new here, why aren't you subscribed yet? Y'all have been loving the wrestling content. I've been having fun watching it, looking back in nostalgia. Oh my god, just looking back on it. Oh my god. I've been having fun. So today, we're going to be reacting to Prime Edge and Prime Randy Orton. But before we do, go in the comments. I want to see who y'all got. Are y'all team Edge or y'all team Randy Orton? Like, who y'all like better? Like, who's y'all fave out of the two? I was an Edge girly. I love Edge. He was so fun. Randy fun too, but Edge was fun. And I just remember more of Edge, just the crazy things that he's done. Like, I remember when he married Vicky Guerrero and he like threw her out the wheelchair. He was beefing with The Undertaker. Was it him or The Undertaker that threw? So Vicky Guerrero got threw out of her wheelchair. You know, she was crippled for a little bit. The wedding happened and like Triple H came out and like exposed Edge. Like there was a video of him like kissing like Alicia Fox. And it was a whole big ordeal. And Vicky was screaming and yeah. So, oh my God. It was so funny. Like, I remember that vividly. The first video we're gonna react to, let's react to Edge. Let's get him over it, my fave.
From 2005 until 2009, if you were watching wrestling and you heard,
"You think you know me?"
Yo, you better hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your championships, because Edge was coming and he was taking it all. Without a doubt, this man was the slimiest, the scummiest, the most disgusting, just the biggest piece of shit. There is no doubt.
Blah, blah, blah. Proper name, place name, backstory stuff.
The WWE found out and made it a whole TV storyline, and once that happened, it was a wrap because Edge not only
WWE is wrong for this. They wrong for, I mean, I said this before, like the best storylines are the ones that like come from like real life experiences. So I mean, it's iconic. Everybody remembers this. So it made a statement in wrestling. But that's just crazy. That would piss me off. That would piss me off if I was mad. Like, y'all are making my whole life crisis a storyline for y'all's entertainment.
Only took Matt Hardy's girl, he then proceeded to beat Matt Hardy's ass live on pay-per-view. He took the man's girl and then left his ass a bloody mess in front of millions of people, and then he danced on his grave. Yo, Edge did Matt Hardy so dirty that, yo, if a man did me like how Edge did Matt Hardy, I'm going out shooting. But nah, man, as the weeks went by, Edge and Lita just got worse and worse. Once he had Lita by his side, it was GG, because they would come out and every week just wild out on the Raw roster and then proceed to have like the nastiest, sloppiest, the most disgusting makeout sessions every single week. Less than a year into his run, this man took Matt Hardy's girl, beat his ass in front of millions of people, sent him packing to SmackDown, and then walked into New Year's Revolution 2006 and took John Cena's championship. Man, this will forever be the...
And then y'all gonna have him lose. Y'all gonna have Matt Hardy lose. Y'all wrong for that. They is wrong for that.
The biggest bitch move I have ever seen in my life. Poor John Cena was sitting in there in his own blood, and after surviving the Elimination Chamber, after outlasting 6 other men, he was still champion. It's like, yo, what a happy ending. But no, there are no happy endings when Edge is involved. Out comes Edge with his Money in the Bank briefcase, he cashes it in, and he hits him with 2 spears and ends up becoming the WWE champion. Yo, I'm not lying to you when I say that this moment traumatized me as a kid. This moment legit had me in shock, and this was a moment where I decided that I will never ever like Edge. I made it my life's mission to hate on Edge. I was going to be the Patrick Beverly of hating Edge. Yo, trust me, you had to be there to understand. I was watching this live and I was so close to tears. I was 7 years old and John Cena was my favorite wrestler. John Cena was my hero, and John Cena always won and he always survived, and he did. That was the thing. He did win the match. He did survive, but then this guy, this piece of shit, just came in there and took the championship, and nah, this moment changed me as a kid. The next night, he proceeded to celebrate that championship win by having a live sex celebration. Bro, what? How is this even allowed? Imagine being 7 years old and your favorite wrestler gets clapped by this guy, and the next night you gotta watch him have sex on live TV while you watch with your grandma. Do you guys?
So what was y'all doing when that was playing? Like, I mean, I was a little teeny weeny child, so I don't think I've actually watched that episode, but I mean, everyone's heard of it. Everybody in the wrestling community's heard of it. I've seen clips about it on YouTube. But like for people who were like actively watching that episode with Edge and Lita with the live sex celebration, what was y'all doing? What were y'all thoughts? What was going through y'all's mind? I want to hear it in the comments.
Just a sick twisted man. Not only did he take girlfriends and championship belts, yo, for some reason he also loved abusing old men for no reason. I remember watching Raw and all I see is Edge just beating up a 57-year-old Ric Flair in a TLC match. Why the f was Ric Flair in a TLC match? All you see is Ric Flair bleeding all over the damn place, getting suplexed off a ladder and just dying, and Edge is just there having the time of his life abusing this poor old man. Of course, this was also the year he speared Mick Foley through a flaming table, but do you guys remember what he did in the mixed tag match at One Night Stand 06? As everyone knows, right, this is a wrestling pin, right? This is how you win a match. Nah, not for Edge. This is how he won the match. That is another man's wife. I am telling you, he is a sick twisted man. He needed to be stopped, right? He was running around doing this to another man's wife the same night he cost Cena the championship, and then a few weeks later he casually went to John Cena's house and slapped his dad in the living room. This guy was possessed. He was just the definition of evil. I'm surprised he didn't wrestle in like Black Air Forces. Yo, he needed to be stopped, man. He needed to be stopped, but that was a problem. He can never be stopped because every time he got clapped, every time someone did anything to Edge, yeah, he would disappear for a bit, but he would always come back, and he would always come back even stronger, even scummier, even slimier. This man was like the Frieza of WWE. Let me show you what I mean, okay? So John Cena threw this man into a lake, right? He threw him off a ladder into a bunch of tables. He beat him in a cage match, and I remember watching WrestleMania 23. When Jeff Hardy dropped the leg drop on him, it looked like Edge died. It literally looked like Edge died, and that was the greatest moment of my life. Seeing Edge get carried away on a stretcher, I was like, yes, he's dead, he's gone, he's not winning this match, hallelujah, Edge is not a problem anymore. But no, because he only came back slimier and scummier. It was May 2007 and it was an episode of SmackDown. The main event was super hyped up and it was for the World Heavyweight Championship. It was Batista versus The Undertaker. Both men escaped at the exact same time, and The Undertaker, he got clapped no doubt, but he was still walking out champion, and it was respectable. The Undertaker was a respectable champion. But then, you know, Mark Henry's music played and I'm like, okay. So Mark Henry just beats up The Undertaker, leaves him lying there dead, and it's like, all right, cool, Mark. I don't know why you're acting up. Not like The Undertaker's gonna beat your ass next week. It was minor. Mark Henry was not a problem, and I was like, all right, cool. What a great episode of SmackDown. I can't wait for next week. It was amazing. You know, time to go to sleep. But then it happened.
You think you know me?
On SmackDown, on the CW, on the show that was supposed to be my safe place, on Friday night, on the night that I was not supposed to see him.
When was the last time like a Money in the Bank championship was cashed in on like Monday Night Raw or SmackDown? Huh?
Out came Edge. Yo, he had the briefcase in his hand and it was happening again. It was literally happening again. It was like deja vu. Remember how I said he traumatized me in 06 when he cashed in on John Cena? Well, you know what? This was worse. This was on SmackDown. This was on the show he wasn't even on. He was a Raw wrestler, but nah, here he is. Yo, SmackDown was my safe space. Okay, this was supposed to be the show that he would never appear. My edge guard was all the way down. I was chilling. I was relaxing, but no, here he comes out there once again, and once again he finesses the system and becomes world heavyweight champion. The poor Undertaker is lying there in his blood. He is deader than usual, and Edge just goes in there and becomes champion. And at that point, that's when it hit me. That's when I realized, yo, it didn't matter if it was Raw, it didn't matter if it was SmackDown, it didn't matter if you were injured at home, because he'll take your wife on the road. And if you aren't at home, it doesn't matter. He'll go home and slap your dad. Like, it didn't matter if you were 57 years old, it didn't matter if you were a dead man. Edge was always going to tweak. And yo, I swear to you, this was the worst thing he ever did, because once Edge came to SmackDown, this man reached another level. I thought Edge was bad on Raw, but no. Once he came to SmackDown, it was over. Edge for the next few years would go on to pillage, ravage, just destroy SmackDown with the scummiest tactics I had ever seen in my life. Every time there was a match where I'm like, oh my god, Edge is finally gonna die. No, he
just looks villainous. Like, Edge just looks like a villain. Like, you know, people that got that face, and Edge has that face.
never died. He always won with a roll up. He won by escaping the cage, running through the crowd. Every time I'm like, yo, he's finally gonna get clapped. He never did. And if by some divine miracle he did get clapped, it didn't matter, okay? It didn't matter. In July of 2007, he actually got injured, and that meant he had to give up his title. He had to surrender the title, and he was no longer a champion. And I remember being so happy just sitting there watching Edge in the ring. He was crying, and he gave the title to Teddy. I was really happy. I'm like, yo, the bad man's gone. Great. But no, it was not great, because he always came back, and he always came back scummier than ever. It was November of 2007. Edge had been gone for 4 months. 4 months of bliss, 4 months of awesomeness, 4 months of not seeing his stupid face. And it was Survivor Series 07. It was Batista and The Undertaker in an amazing Hell in a Cell match. Everything was fine, and I really wanted Batista to win as usual. And I thought that it was gonna happen, right? I was pretty confident. And then all of a sudden, the cameraman starts tweaking. Yes, the cameraman. Yo, this guy, Edge, disguised himself as a cameraman in the Hell in a Cell and just went in there and just started beating up everyone. He hit him with a camera, got a bunch of chairs, just blasted everyone's head.
People didn't see him in there with the damn blonde highlights.
Just like that, Edge was back. And at first, I was like, all right, whatever. You know, Taker and Batista are going to kill him. You know, it's no problem. But no, it was a huge problem, because at Armageddon 07, the next month on pay-per-view, it was a triple threat match. Batista, Undertaker, and Edge. Well, you know what? We thought it was a triple threat match, because that was not the case. This man brought stunt doubles to a wrestling match, and not just one, but two. He brought in two idiots that looked just like him and basically had them around the ring playing dead, playing dummy. Bro, what the f? All you see is Edge getting clapped. But no, apparently it's not Edge. Then you see Edge getting clapped again. No, it's not Edge. Then you see like two Edges on the floor while another Edge is in there. I can't. You already know what happened. He finessed the system and he walked out champion once again. Bro, what? How? Where? Who? Huh? Nah, it was too much. This guy was using military tactics in a wrestling match. This guy was out here using guerrilla warfare, using dummy. I can't. So he was world champion once again, right? But that wasn't enough for Edge. Nah. He wanted to reach another level of peak sliminess. He needed protection. He needed security. He needed a way to ensure that he stayed at the top. So what does he do? He ends up in a relationship with Vicky Guerrero. Vicky Guerrero basically becomes Edge's sugar mama, and these two buffoons begin to run SmackDown. Every week they would come out and these bozos would screw over all of SmackDown. The clips of Edge and Vicky kissing legit make me want to gag. Edge was that desperate. Edge was that slimy and disgusting that he got with Vicky Guerrero, and yo, they were the definition. If The Undertaker lost to Edge, he had to be forced to leave the WWE. So what happens in the match? Well, Edge and Vicky have like the armed forces basically go out there like it's a Desert Storm operation, and they make sure that The Undertaker does not win this match. Edge wins the match, and The Undertaker was banished from the WWE. Nah, yo, Edge was a sick man. At one point, he was even engaged to Vicky Guerrero. They were going to get married on an episode of SmackDown. But luckily, at the wedding, Triple H came out and showed Vicky and the world footage of Edge cheating on Vicky. And this resulted in the wedding getting called off, and Vicky went crazy. Vicky went mental. She called off the wedding. She hated Edge, and she made sure that Edge was gonna pay for this. So what she does is make Edge take on The Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell match. And everyone's like, yay, Edge is finally gonna get clapped. Everything's gonna catch up to Edge. It's the end. It's over. And that's what happens, right? The Undertaker destroys Edge in a Hell in a Cell match. He chokeslams him from a ladder through the ring, sets it on fire, basically killing Edge. And it's like, yes, finally, he's done. He's dead. Edge is over. Like, we can move on with our lives. But no.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
It was November of 2008, okay? Edge had disappeared, Edge was dead, and now Jeff Hardy stepped up, and Jeff Hardy really took Edge's place, and now he was the top guy on SmackDown. Everyone wanted to see Jeff Hardy become the WWE champion, and he was so close. So Survivor Series 08, the main event was going to be a triple threat match. Jeff Hardy versus Vladimir Kozlov versus Triple H for the WWE championship. And this was finally going to be the night that Jeff finally wins the big one. But right before the show, news comes out that Jeff Hardy was found unconscious at his hotel and that he wouldn't be able to wrestle at the show. So the match became Vladimir Kozlov versus Triple H. Great, amazing. So the match is taking place and everyone's like, yo, we want Jeff. Where is Jeff? We want Jeff. And everyone is just hoping and praying that Jeff Hardy comes in and wins the match. So 10 minutes into the match, they're obviously having a 5-star classic, right? It's Kozlov and Triple H, 5-star classic. Out comes Vicky Guerrero. And at this point, I had never been been so happy to see Vicky Guerrero in my life, and she comes out and she's all happy, she's excited, and she's like, we promised you a triple threat match and that's what you're gonna get. Everyone's like, yo, really it's happening? And she starts screaming, he's here, he's here, he's here. And I was so amped, I was ready, I was about to do my Jeff Hardy dance, I'm jumping for joy, and then all you hear,
you think you know me?
kind of sick joke is the why is he here? I thought Edge was dead, I thought Edge was done, but no, apparently Edge came back from the dead in a match that I never in my wildest dreams thought Edge was going to be involved. He went in there and for like the 50th time in 3 years, he went in there and he ruined everything. I wanted Jeff Hardy to win the championship.
Look at the kid right here. In distress.
Somehow Edge walks out the champion. I can't. It just became a routine. It just became like clockwork. It was like, yo, every like 4 months, I'm sorry, my guy, but Edge is coming in, Edge is going over, Edge is gonna ruin everything. It doesn't matter. You can kill him, put him through tables, put him through the ring, set him on fire, put him through a ladder. It didn't matter. No matter what, this guy always came back. He always came back. He became champion. He prevailed, slimier and scummier than ever. Edge always prevailed. It would be like the most random pay-per-views. No Way Out 2009, right? He goes in as champion, he loses in 3 minutes. Oh, doesn't matter, I guess I can't be WWE champion, I'll just go become world heavyweight champion. I'll just go beat up Kofi Kingston before his match and just become the champion. Like, yo, this is the thing. It's like rules didn't apply for Edge. This guy broke all the rules. He bent all the rules. Whatever he wanted, he did. This guy was the worst. He was the ultimate supervillain. Yo, nobody was safe, and I literally hate this man. What this man did from 2005 until 2009, it's illegal. He needs to be arrested. He should have been prosecuted. I can't. There has never been a wrestler, and there never will be a wrestler who will ever be on his level of being as slimy, as scummy, and as disgusting as him.
Edge is one of the best villains in WWE. Like, he's literally like top 10. That video was so nostalgic. Oh my god, like the Vicky Guerrero stuff, like I remember that stuff so like vividly. Like, it's crazy. Like, oh my god, like bar for bar. But anyway, okay, so let's go on to Randy Orton.
Yo, Randy Orton in his prime in the 2000s was more than a heel. He was more than bad. He was more than just a villain. He was straight up mental. He was a psychopath. He was a savage. Randy's character was straight up insane, and it was legendary. Randy at first just started off as a regular blue chip prospect, and you would have never ever expected this kid right here would end up becoming the menace that he ended up becoming. Yo, at first he was just a young kid in Evolution doing the dirty work and helping Triple H bury the Raw roster one step at a time, but eventually he was doing some of the most insane things we've ever seen in wrestling. It all started when he was 23 years old. Randy Orton became the legend killer, and this man would just simply go around and beat up legends. These poor old men who could barely move half of the time, broken hips and bones, you name it. It didn't matter. He would RKO these men. He would kick them downstairs, spit in their face, and oh my bad, it wasn't even just men. Even 80-year-old Fabulous Moolah caught it. But, I mean, she did kind of deserve it.
Sex and wrestling, Mad Maxine shares seedy side of the sport. In a new book, whatever that's, my bad, I don't know, claims wrestling legend, the Fabulous Moolah pimped proteges.
Huh? But nah, Randy was a young savage, but after the insane match with Foley and winning the world title, he slowly actually became a face, a good guy. The fans wanted to cheer him, especially up against Triple H. And the plans were he was going to be the future of Raw. His legend killer days were gone. He was going to be good guy Randy Orton, carrying the Raw brand, being the future of the WWE. Yeah, he was going to be good guy Randy Orton. But the issue was, does this look like a good guy to you? Randy in 04 and 05 just gave off the biggest douchebag vibes you could possibly imagine. He didn't know how to act like a face. It was awkward. It was weird. So they just went all in with this villain character. We thought Randy was going crazy before. Wow, he's beating up legends. Cool. Nah, after this, it was GG. Nobody was safe. Everyone was catching it, including his girlfriend. So he had a girlfriend in early 05, the sexy Stacy Keibler. But nah, she was too much of a distraction. So what does he do? Middle of the ring, kiss and RKO. Be gone, thought. Leave me alone. I'm a man of God. Hey, Jake the Snake looked at him weird. Doesn't matter. RKO. But it was the Undertaker. It was this feud right here that made Randy into the monster that we all know him as. So Randy couldn't beat the Undertaker at WrestleMania, right? Boo hoo. It's fine, Randy. It's all good. Nah. Nah, Randy doesn't go down like that. So what does Randy do in the months after that? Alright, so first, let me interfere and cost you a WWE title match, okay? Let me put a dummy that looks like you in a casket to trip you out. But you know what? That's not enough. Wait,
that's not him? What the hell? Damn.
Let me actually put you in the casket and then set it on fire. And then basically dance on your grave. Randy lost one match at WrestleMania to The Undertaker, and he made it his personal vendetta to smoke on that Undertaker pack, and when he got it, that pack was loud. But oh, okay, Undertaker, you're gonna keep coming back from the dead, it's fine, no worries. What does this man do? On the Eddie Guerrero SmackDown tribute episode, they have Eddie Guerrero's lowrider out there to pay respect to Eddie. What this psychopath? He takes the Undertaker, places him on the back of the lowrider, and yes, Eddie had just died a few days before this. He gets in the lowrider and reverses that thing back into the SmackDown stage, causing the Undertaker and the car to blow up. And that wasn't the last time poor Eddie Guerrero was getting clapped in his grave. A few months later, after Eddie's best friend Rey Mysterio won the Royal Rumble, Rey won it for Eddie. He pulled off a miracle. What does Randy say to Rey in the middle of the ring while Rey is looking to the heavens, looking at Eddie?
Eddie's down there in hell.
This man had officially lost it. And how can we forget about the tag team of Rated RKO? This was a tag team match made in hell. You take Edge, that slimy, disgusting piece of shit, and then you take Randy Orton, the man with no morals, no respect, and together they were straight up animals. But after all those shenanigans in 04, 05, 06, 07 was the year where Randy Orton changed once, and this time he went from the Legend Killer to the Viper. And no, don't worry, it's fine. He still killed legends. You know, he beat up Sergeant Slaughter, Jerry the King Lawler, you know, casually slapped Cody Rhodes' dad in front of him and then proceeded to beat his ass on pay-per-view. Don't worry, he still did that. But when he became the Viper, that's when he introduced a new finisher to his arsenal. And ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the most vicious finishers of all time. This was a move that every single kid who was watching at the time wanted to do so bad, but they were always scared that they were probably gonna kill their friend if they did it. This was the move that simply meant lights out. There was no kicking out of this, the punt.
And I also heard Randy Orton used to be like a menace backstage, like in his early days, like he was a menace. Like, I mean, put in the comments, like, what's the backstory? I heard, you know, the apple don't fall too far from the tree, you know, how he was acting on TV wasn't too far from his personality back in the day.
Randy Orton's punt kick was on another level. This move was actually scary, okay? When he used to hit someone with this, you thought they were dead. Bro, what a move. Normal wrestlers had like normal moves, right? Like standard wrestling moves. Randy was like, nah, I'ma just start kicking mother Canuckers in the head. What are you gonna do about it? Once Randy started doing the punt, he started doing things that were just straight up evil. First, he was feuding with John Cena, right? This man handcuffed Cena to the ropes and then spent like 10 minutes just casually beating up John Cena's dad in the middle of the ring. This 50, 60-year-old man just casually getting his ass kicked while his son watches. And it didn't stop there. No. Did I mention that on another episode of Raw, Randy Orton just grabbed Cena's dad from the crowd, threw him over, and just boom, punted him in the head. Like, yo, Edge slapped Cena's dad and we were all like, oh my god, how could he do that? That's so disrespectful. Randy was like, yo, I'm gonna send this man to heaven. Randy got the WWE Championship in late 07 and he dominated, okay? Remember when ISIS was running that one summer? Well, Randy Orton was basically running the winter of 07 and the spring of 08. Yo, Triple H, light work. He clapped him so hard, he was bleeding so much that you think he needed a blood transfusion. A feud with Jeff Hardy? Well, when he's in the ring, let me just take his brother and hold him hostage backstage and punt him. Fam, at this point, Randy Orton basically was a terrorist. Yo, Randy had a match with John Cena at No Way Out 2008 and this annoyed me so much. So they were both in the middle of the ring. They had been wrestling for like 15 minutes. It was a solid match and it's like, okay, they're face to face. It's about to go down. Randy is gonna get beat up. Cena's gonna take back his championship and you're ready, you're anticipating and you're hyped. But Randy slaps the referee and everyone's like, wait, what? Why did he slap the referee? What happened? But then the referee disqualifies Randy Orton and Randy just runs away with the title. This man purposely got himself disqualified in a championship match to stay champion on a pay-per-view. But yeah, man, all those things were wild, all those shenanigans and moments that were insane. Randy Orton finally reached his final form, his peak of being a menace, when he shaved his head, and I don't know what kind of razor this man was doing, I don't know what kind of deadly skin fade he was getting, but he got his head shaved, he grabbed Cody Rhodes, he grabbed Ted DiBiase Jr., he created legacy, and he went after the McMahons. I'm telling you, man, this was Super Saiyan Randy.
I remember the beef. When he RKO'd Stephanie, he handcuffed Triple H to the thingy, to the ropes.
So his feud with the McMahon starts off pretty chill at first, okay? He's with Stephanie, he's insulting her, and every week he just goes above and beyond. But slowly it becomes him straight up tormenting Steph. He eventually is like, oh, you're useless, you're this, you're that. In one episode of Raw, it was Vince and Steph in the ring, and he just straight up says that, hey, now that you popped out some grandkids, you're essentially worthless. Yo, at that point already we're like, whoa, that's pretty wild, that's pretty wild. But nah, this was just the beginning. After that, he just goes off the rails. He goes off the rails in a level that we have never seen before. So he slaps Vince McMahon and then he punts him. He punts this 64-year-old man, the owner of the company, punts him in the middle of the ring. So then Steph, who's all like scared, like, oh my god, you beat up my dad, she brings back Shane McMahon, who hadn't wrestled in a few years. So she brings Shane and everyone's like, yay, Shane's gonna beat up Randy. What does Randy do? Well, he beats his ass too. He leaves Shane a mess in the ring. So then Steph comes out because she's like the last hope. What happens? Boom, RKO. So this man punted the dad, then he killed the brother, and then he RKO'd the sister. Hey yo, somebody get Linda out here. So at this point, the whole family has been abused and there's only one man left. There's only one man left to save the day. The son-in-law Triple H comes out to save the family name, to save the
damn, the storytelling, like I'm engaged, y'all. Like, damn, I'm like, oh my, it's taking me back. It's like, oh my god,
family's honor. So Triple H and Stephanie McMahon's marriage for the first time is being acknowledged on TV. So now Triple H is in the picture, and ladies and gentlemen, this is it. We get the most iconic Randy Orton moments ever. So yo, Randy had destroyed the McMahon family. He had done it all. But then on one night, it was Legacy versus Triple H in a handicap match. Before they had their match at Mania, they had a handicap match. And man, Randy Orton must be one wild guy at home, because apparently this man loves handcuffs. So they take Triple H and they handcuff him to the ropes, and he says that there's only one person who can save you now, and she better hurry. So Orton grabs a sledgehammer and he is about to wild out, but Stephanie McMahon, she runs out there, she's crying, she's running, and she begs them to stop, just pleading and begging. And Randy Orton, at his peak, in his prime, at his absolute best, he grabs her. With Triple H handcuffed and begging him to stop, having to watch this, he DDTs her right then and there. Yo, Steph is laid out and Triple H is freaking out. Triple H is going insane, and you think it's over, you think it's done, like, wow, they really did it. They DDT'd Stephanie McMahon. Wow, what a great story. But nah, we were just beginning, because Triple H is about to cry, okay? He is tripping, he's about to cry, but Randy is smiling. So he gets a sledgehammer and he's about to do this. He's about to catch a body, but he puts it down. He's like, you know what? I got a better idea. So Triple H, with tears in his eyes, handcuffed to the ring, he is forced to watch this. He is forced to watch one of the most iconic Raw moments in history, in my opinion. Something that had the entire playground going crazy the next day. Randy Orton, smiling, looking at Triple H, kisses Stephanie McMahon. Fam, this was insane. This was one of those things that felt surreal. Like, how was this happening? How is this possible? This was in the PG era.
You look like a damn demon. Oh my god, like evil, like a goddamn alien. In a good way, in a good way.
This was 2009, but it felt so surreal. And then Randy just grabs a sledgehammer and boom, bangs in Triple H and walks away, just leaving Triple H and his wife just lying there. And as the year went on, whether he won or lost, it didn't matter. 09 was a year where he was in his final form, where he wasn't even a wrestler anymore. At this point, he was just there to wild out, destroy families, and end careers. Look no further than the stuff that he did to John Cena in 2009. Back in 07, like we mentioned, he already beat up his dad and destroyed him, RKO'd him, all that stuff, but that wasn't enough. No, that was not enough. In 09, he was the ultimate supervillain, so we had to step it up. So in an I Quit match against John Cena at Breaking Point 2009, wait, first of all, this wasn't even a match, my bad. This wasn't even a fight either. This was something that honestly probably isn't even allowed on YouTube. Yo, Randy beat Cena's ass for a solid 25 minutes before, Super Cena's powers kicked in, but he put out the handcuffs once again and he cuffed him and he just started clapping him. He beat Cena's ass so bad that honestly it was kind of disturbing. Yo, he knocked him out and he was dragging his body like he was playing a hitman. But yeah, this man tied up Cena to the post and he tortured him. He actually tortured him. He would have waterboarded him if he could have. He got the kendo sticks and he started just wilding out. He was like a man possessed, the chair shots, the kendos, and yo, trust me, I have never heard John Cena cry like that like he did in this match. But how could we forget Bragging Rights 2009? After destroying families, beating up dads, and destroying legends, he had to take it to the next level. What was the next big thing he could do? How about murdering someone? It was Cena versus Randy in an Iron Man match for 1 hour. It was 1 hour of Randy Orton just being a straight up menace. So they're fighting and Randy slams John Cena's head into the pyro control thingy and the pyro went off. And yo, I swear to God, Randy looked like a caveman who had just discovered fire for the first time. So first he grabs John Cena and just throws him into the lights, trying to blow him up with the lights. But that wasn't enough. You know what? It didn't do enough damage. He needed more fire, more sparks. It wasn't enough. And it's like, yo, why stop there? Randy really wanted to be on the FBI's most wanted list. So Cena is literally crawling away for his life. He is trying to crawl away from this monster. He's trying to get away and he ends up on the stage. So Randy sees that Cena is on the stage and he goes to the pyro control thingy once again. And this man starts spamming the buttons like a kid playing Nintendo for the first time. He is just button mashing like his life depends on it and the fireworks just go off. You thought Kane was gonna come out and pew, pew, pew. Randy Orton tried blowing up John Cena with fireworks in front of 20,000 people. Officer, yeah, this guy right here. Nah, man, it's crazy. Just look at him in 2002.
Nah, he looks like he up to no good. Even in that picture, he looked like he got some up his sleeve.
Who looks like the most average 2002 American Eagle model you could possibly imagine.
No, he looks.
Super villain.
He looks like he throws fireworks at kids.
A bona fide,
that's what he looks like.
certified menace to society, Randy Orton.
I think better villain is like you're crazy, you're a little more strategic, you're a little more, you add a little pizzazz, okay? And I think Randy takes the cake for that. I'm sorry, y'all. He trying to blow up people. He RKOing people's wives, kissing them in front of their husbands. Edge might steal your girl, but Randy, he just gonna take her. He's just gonna do that. Okay, he's gonna take her. What y'all think? What's y'all's opinions? This is very interesting. Oh my God, it took me back. I like that. These videos are very good, like very well like put together. I'm a fan. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. If you want more, please give me some like reaction suggestions. What else do y'all want to see? And tune in for the next video. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok is down below. And yeah, bye.